in some really tumultuous and interesting times today. And I just want to think about how I would draw on my life experiences and how I would draw on 3 of my books to really be of service to you right now. And it's a 20-minute conversation. So let me see where we go. First of all, for those of you who are in the current quest and understand my historical brand around networking, let me say this, that if you're feeling like opportunity is constrained for you, if you're feeling like this is a time that growth is a struggle, if you're feeling, gosh forbid, that survival is the place where you're aiming as opposed to thriving, then what I can say to you is that the doors of the world, the doors of growth, the doors of opportunity are 100% available to you right now. And they're available to you, but not as an individual. They're available to you in your coupling. They are available to you in the relationships that sit around you. A young lady the other day asked me the question. She said she had just graduated. And she asked, what do I do? Because there are no jobs available to me right now. And what I said to her is, what's available to you is for you to identify that passion that you have, that North Star, that thing that you really want to be doing on this planet. And then you begin to do some research and identify individuals that inspire you, individuals who are doing what someday you dream of doing, individuals who are clearly engaged in the community of individuals that someday you hope to be present with, right? And what I want you to do is I want you to reach out to those individuals with generosity. Volunteer your time, volunteer to be of service. Find out based on what they're saying on social media, what they're saying in their blogs. Find out what their passion points are and volunteer to be there for them. Volunteer to help them with their social media, volunteer to do some extra research, etc. And then based on that act of service, you may get an opportunity. Let's say there are 10 individuals, maybe 3 of them connect with you, right? But those 3 individuals are individuals for you to really double down on and build that generous relationship through your acts of service. And then while you're doing that, let them know what your passion is. Let them know what your excitement is. Let them know why you are reaching out to them, because someday you hope to be serving the world the way they're serving the world. And in the process of doing that, right? In the process of doing that, bear yourself authentically, vulnerably, right? Humbly to these individuals and deepen the real relationship that could exist, that you could create, that you could co-create with them at this very time. There's a process that I teach in the Quest. It's you getting focused on what you want to achieve. You targeting the individuals that you want to co-create extraordinary things in your life with. You defining what you could do to be of service with them in some way that will arrest their attention and get them to engage with you, right? You align with other individuals that are equally trying to do this space. You can find a buddy system in this wonderful tribe that we have here, in this wonderful Mindvalley University tribe. You may find other people who are interested in conquering the same hills that you're conquering, serving the same communities that you're serving. And you have the ability to find these individuals and partner with them. Do your research together, do your outreach together, share your network and relationships together. One of the most beautiful things about Mindvalley is the tribe, the loving, caring, co-elevating tribe. And I know you will know, you've started to hear this word, right? Co-elevation. And I love this word. It sort of fell into my lap as I was doing the research for the most recent book, Leading Without Authority. I want all of you to be co-elevating leaders today. I want all of you to identify the individuals that you want to go higher with, right? And so align with those individuals and then do your outreach. Do your outreach systematically. Do your outreach systematically. Stay on these radars. Stay on these people's radar. Just because they don't get back to you, right? Just because they don't get back to you doesn't mean that they even saw your message. Stay and sustain. Try to find other individuals in their network that might know them. I call that connecting with connectors. But you can open up growth and opportunity. I have to tell you, my own business suffered a hit because my business was showing up and personally, physically with my team, coaching executive teams. That's what we do. We coach executive teams. But when that happened, I was able to do something I've been wanting to do for a very long time, which is I've wanted to be able to open up more online engagement with my clients and my prospects. I wanted to double down on my work in social media. I wanted to double down on the creation of courses. I created 2 quests with Vision. I created my own my own course around coaching executive teams. And all of this I've been able to do because of my tribe. And Vision has been on my team, right? Jim Quick has been on my team. These are individuals that you know from the Mindvalley community, and they're my people. They're my community just like they're yours. And they've been my coaches. They've been my peers. They've been my accountability buddies. They've been my collaborative partners during this difficult time. And as a result, I've launched 3 new businesses. An online course business. I've launched a business where I'm recruiting other coaches, and they're using our methodology to work with smaller and medium-sized businesses and startups. I'm doing things I've never been able to do before. And it's been extraordinary. And yes, I've had fears and struggles during this period of time. The people who've lifted me up, that have co-elevated me, have been that tribe that I've reached out to, that I'm asking you to reach out to. Now, the next thing I want you to focus on is this is something around my new book, and I'm so excited about it, because here's the thing I know about Mindvalley. Everybody here is purposeful. Yeah, everybody here cares deeply and richly about making a difference, making an impact. I used to say that my real focus has been wanting to put when I step onto this planet, I want to create the biggest footprint, the biggest impact that makes a difference in humans' lives. My mission in life, my moonshot, is that I want 100 million leaders, 100 million leaders to actively be leading in a co-elevating fashion. We have jettisoned the old way of work. 20 years, we've been struggling with a way of work that isn't working. We've been organized around org charts that don't define the collaborative nature of work, that aren't inclusive, right? That aren't richly co-creative the way the work needs to be today to be truly exponential and moving forward. We all have to ideate with the broadest group possible. And that's not the team that we control or that we pay. We need to think about our team as a group of people co-creating greatness, right? That's your team. That's your team. Once you have a passion, who's your team, right? That's chapter 1 and chapter 2 of the new book, Leading Without Authority. Then you need to reach out to that individual to co-create. I always believe that as a leader means that you've got a vision, but please don't ever believe that your vision is baked. It's not baked. It's not final. Your vision is nothing more than 20% of what it will be until you invite the rest of your team members in to co-create with you, right? You are the first person that you invite into your team to create something great, a new business, a new advanced idea, that a new nonprofit, a new idea on how to serve your customers. The first person you invite in on a great passion that you have, you're not inviting them to their team. You're inviting them to you're not inviting them to your team. You're inviting them to their team. The first person you invite in, you're inviting them into their team. You have to share ownership. You have to share ownership, because that's what will allow abundance. That's what will allow greatness. That's what will allow true breakthrough thinking when you include a broader set of individuals. So to me, I believe that all of us on this planet are movement leaders. Movement leaders. Think about that. Leadership is leading a movement. And you can do that even with the people that report to you. You need to be enlisting them to join your movement. What is the passion that you're trying to bring to your customers and clients? You're inviting your own employees. You're inviting other individuals. I call it teaming outside of your organization. You're inviting them. You're inviting people in to transform something together, right? And that's a movement. Listen, my movement goes back. I say I want to have co-elevating leaders in this world, 100 million co-elevating leaders. It goes back to the day when I was just a kid. I grew up in Pittsburgh. My dad was an unemployed steel worker, and I saw the steel industry crashing, and I saw jobs loss, and I saw the humility and the suffering of proud men and women who were unemployed and on welfare because that's all we had. And that was my family. And with that, I swore that I would grow up and make a difference through transforming business. We can transform the world. We transform work. We transform workers. We all work. Transforming workers means that we touch human souls. And then if we touch human souls, we touch their families. If we help everybody step up in this new work world and co-elevate in the workplace, they'll bring those principles home, and there'll be spouses who co-elevate. There'll be parents who co-elevate. There'll be community members and serving their community in co-elevating fashion, a commitment to a mission, but a commitment to each other, right? A commitment to lift each other up. And that to me is what's possible. And so with all of this, I just want to land it. I want to land it with you recognizing that whatever passion, mission, drive, opportunity you see for yourself right now, you need to be figuring out who your team is. Your team is that group of individuals that you're going to co-create greatness with, that team of individuals you're going to be committed to. And you can recontract, you can contract with these individuals that this is who we are together. Make it transparent, say it out loud. Well, look, I'm saying this to you because I truly do love the Mindvalley community. I love you, and I want you to achieve the greatness that's inside of every one of you through your ability to reach out and co-elevate with the most important people around you, and then just keep teaming out. I call it teaming out. Teaming out, not just the group that thinks that they report to you or thinks that they're on your team, but the people that you will enlist, you'll truly enlist. And by the way, in a virtual world, I got to tell you, gosh, in a virtual world, you have such abundant and rich opportunity. You know, I can ask Jim Quick to dive in very quickly into something I'm doing. I was just reaching out to our sleep doctor, Michael Bruce, and I was just talking to a friend of mine who's doing investments in the sleep category. And I just texted and said, hey, Michael, are you needing investments right now for anything you're working on? This is what we do for each other in Mindvalley, right? We care about each other. We're thinking about each other. We're always trying to find opportunities to lift each other up. And I'm so blessed to be a part of this community for that reason. In a remote environment, you can tap into anywhere. I mean, look, Jason just sent me the most beautiful message over the weekend from Bali. It lifted my soul for the day. Thank you, Jason. And, you know, I'm able to be anywhere in the world, and I can bring in anybody from anywhere in the world to be on our teams. You can't have that otherwise. You know, I've done a lot of research around remote work. I'm going to give you a few things that will probably be valuable to you. There's a ton of research that I put up at a website called virtualteamswin.com, virtualteamswin.com. I did a deep dive with Vishen on teaching you how to be a better remote worker and teaching leaders how to be better remote leaders. I've got $2 million of research parked at virtualteamswin.com. Please go over there and take a look. There's lots of webinars. I did an awesome kick butt webinar with Peter Diamandis that's up there on the resource site that I think you'll really enjoy. I want you to utilize the remote environment for its best benefit. Second thing I recently did was I started a new media site, which is really trying to capture all the best practices of what's going on in the workplace these days and use that to go forward to work, not back. And all that work is at goforwardtowork.com. And I'm putting out lots of articles on what we're learning about the future of work right now at this very moment. You know, I think that's helpful. The most important thing that I do want to leave you with is I know that this is a time where people are fatigued, where people are frustrated, where some in society today are feeling more and more fractured. And I know that the answer to that is community. The answer to that is community. And I want you to be your own community leaders. I want you to identify at a minimum, and I talked about that broad team, and that broad team may not have the relationship strength yet that I mean, that will really be that foundation for you. But who is that foundation? What I love about Mindvalley is that this group of individuals that you're meeting right now in your breakout co-elevating groups that I helped Mindvalley, contrive and put together, those groups can be opportunities for you to find a real lifeline relationship, a real co-elevating relationship. You can go from 0 to 60 miles an hour in a second in the Mindvalley community. You don't have to wait for all that BS small talk, right? You can go straight to the core. And that's what I want for you. I want you to go straight to the core, build those deep relationships that you can be vulnerable with. You can talk about your fears, that you can talk about your vulnerabilities, that you can share your aspirations and your dreams, and you can open yourself to criticism and critique. And all of that is available to us right now in this Mind Valley community, but it's available anywhere in the world. And it's even available more and more in a remote world.